Well, time appropriate greetings. This is Mark.
I'm Jen.
And once again, we find ourselves journaling together. And today, what are we doing?
Today we're going to look at some notebooks that we got from Dollar Tree. I think that you have been burning through notebooks a lot lately, doing a lot of journaling, and not all of it is like stuff you want to keep for very long.
No.
So just some cheapo notebooks that will handle the pens that you like to use.
Yes,
Um, and you have a particular problem with that because you like juicy pens.
I do. Yes.
So to put everything in perspective, Mark likes juicy pens. I like my nice fine point pens that I can write really small with. And so we both are going to give our impressions on these different notebooks.
Yes. So we've got three different categories or three different types of notebooks in front of us here, real quick. We've got some wire bound, um, uh,
Composition books.
composition books, and then more, your
Traditional
standard,
journal.
traditional journal style. So we're going to review them in those groupings, those categories. So
Right.
let's talk first about the wire bound,
spirals,
the
yeah.
spirals.
Let's look at them. So we have three spirals. Actually, we have four because one of them we don't have a duplicate. But Mark and I both have duplicates of this Jot, Corner Office by Jot. These are little top-bound spiral journals. We've already written in them.
Yeah, to be clear, we've already done some pen tests. So
yeah. So just a quick review. My pen test, the top one is always Pen Plus Gear 0.7 millimeter point gel pen. The second one is always regular old Sharpie pen, and I have gone over that with a Mr. Pen highlighter. The third one is an F701 that has, what's the insert?
it's a Z grip.
It's a Z grip refill in it.
Yes, for a broader line. It's a 1.0.
It's a 1.0, that's right. And then this is a Sarasa Dry, which is a 0.4. This is one of my favorite pens. And then finally, I have an extra fine fountain pen that is, it has diamine green black in it, I believe. And what do you have, Mark?
Okay, well, I'm actually missing two of the pens I was using, but roughly I've got a couple of very thick. I got a rollerball and a Beeline, the Zebra Beeline, which put down pretty broad, thick ink, especially the rollerball. I find it's as bad or worse than the fountain pen. Two or three gels. I had a couple of fountain pens. One was a 9019 with a medium nib. The other was what they called a fruit pen with an extra fine nib, both fountain pens, and then one ballpoint. So let's talk about the small notebook first.
Yes.
Okay.
So it comes in a 3-pack. You want to talk about the girl factor, the feminine factor?
Yes. Well, no, actually, let's talk about the paper type first.
Okay.
Talk about the paper itself.
It's icky.
Yes.
I don't like it. It feels like newspaper.
Yep. Very
and
much.
And for me, it did okay with most pens. It didn't like the fountain pen, and it didn't like that juicy Pen Plus Gear. What did you get?
Okay, no, exactly the same. I mean, the only thing that I found that I could even write on this with was the ballpoint. That if I wanted to use both sides of the page, I'd have to stick to ballpoints.
All right.
So yeah, but that's okay because my goal was to find something I could write in consistently and burn through pages, and I wouldn't be writing long form in this. So, but it's nice to know for just a quick jotting notebook. It's ballpoints or bust, pretty much. So, moving along. Oh, I'm sorry, Girl Factor. You did ask about
Girl
that.
Factor.
So you can see you've got the other pack. I think there were maybe two other styles.
Yeah, I think
they were both as girly or more girly than that.
Right.
It's somewhat important to me because if I've got this, I want to throw it in my pocket everyday carry. Although this is really flimsy for everyday carry, but even if I put it in some sort of cover or something to protect it, I don't think I would mind pulling these out in front of my fellows. The other guys. This is the only one that's even close to questionable, and I think I could hack it because it's somewhat neutral. So anyway,
Yeah, these are probably going to go in my drawer and become scratch paper.
yes. So these are a pass for all but the most desperate with ballpoints. Move to the
Yeah. Next we have a 7-inch by 5-inch Jot notebook, and
Oh,
this notebook is made in India.
I'm sorry to go back to that other one real quick. Yeah, you just mentioned made in India. That other one, the 3-pack of the little books, was also made in India.
Yep. All right, this paper is a little nicer. It's not as soft. It's a little more stiff, a little less like newspaper, but still not terribly high end. It's really it's quite thin.
Yep.
How did your writing do?
Yeah, this one's a little bit better, but still questionable. I think I might be able to push you with some gels, but I do notice. I mean, as you point out, it's thin, and you can actually feel the texture on the other side. So again, it's like newspaper paper.
Yeah.
So this could maybe pass for some more long form writing, but again, you're stuck with ballpoints or maybe real small gels, 0.4 gels or whatever.
Even my 0.4 gel, which is right here, bled through a little bit and is definitely ghosting.
Ghosting, okay.
And then this is the 0.7 gel, which was just bleeding, crazy bleeding.
Okay. So that's the mid-sized Jot notebook.
Now this notebook, we each have a different notebook. Mine is made in India. Yours is made in USA, right?
Yes, it is.
And it's some sort of special preserve the forest.
Yes, Sustainable Forestry Initiative, certified sourcing. So this has that, some sort of indicator.
And mine also has 100 sheets, but yours I think had 80?
70. 70
sheets. All right. And it's notable that all of the notebooks we have here today were the $1.25 notebooks. None of them cost more than $1.25. Yep. And we did not choose notebooks that looked like they were not typically carried. So these are the kinds of things that we expect you'd be able to find any day at Dollar Tree.
Right. Yeah, that was important. I wanted to be able to get this 2 months from now, a month from now, get more of these.
All right.
Go ahead. You go
what
first.
You got?
Well, okay, I'll go first this time. So this one I think I could probably handle. It's the same deal where you can feel the texture. So you definitely, besides the ghosting, you actually get the sense that you've written on the other side. But I think I can handle writing on both sides, even with the fountain pens, because I got only the very minimal of bleed through, and it's marginal. But I think this would be okay for longhand writing, especially for something I'm throwing away. I'm just journaling, just for journaling's sake.
Yeah, the only thing that was questionable for me was the Pen Plus Gear 0.7 gel, and if I got to a stopping point, it would bleed through.
Bleed through, but that's on that different paper, so
right.
It looks like if, well, I'm sorry, did you try a fountain pen on yours?
I did,
and it worked on that paper.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So the gel is the problematic one.
Yeah, the Pen Plus Gear gel is super juicy, but it's also one of the thicker points.
Yes.
The only other pen I've been using that has a thicker point is the ballpoint.
Okay. So I guess something to keep in mind. The Top Flight seems to be probably pretty good, and that would probably even pass the other. I'm sorry. What was the brand on that one? It's
just
not
Jot.
Oh, okay. So they're both passable.
All right. Should we move on to the composition books?
Yes.
Which are sewn together in the middle. We have 3 different composition books. Mark has his little mini set open. So this comes as a 3-pack. It's from Jot. It's made in India. It's $1.25 for the pack of 3. And they have 50 sheets, so 100 pages.
Now I would compare this to the Walmart brand. I think it's the exact same size, and probably fewer sheets. I think the Walmart brand has closer to 100. And I found this was probably the worst performing paper of all. I mean, it bled through all the way to the second page. So
wow.
I mean, even the ballpoint is ghosting pretty heavy. So, oh, I'm sorry, that's the Bic Gelosity. So wait a minute, the ballpoint's on the second line in this one. No, that ballpoint would pass then. It's a 1.0 ballpoint, I believe. Yep, 1.0.
Yeah. So again, I had a problem with the Pen Plus Gear gel and which is a 0.7 and the 0.4 Sarasa Dry, both having some trouble. And then maybe a little bit of trouble with the Sharpie pen. But this paper feels a lot like the top bound spiral notebooks. It feels pulpy, newspapery like that.
Yep. I should also note too, color. If color is important to you, so far every one we've looked at is very white.
Oh yes,
bleached white
to gray even almost.
So this to me is questionable even for just a quick note-taking pocket thing. Again, you're relegated to ballpoints. Go with the pretty green.
Yeah, so nice sparkly.
Yes.
Again, I guess we're hitting that feminine factor here.
Yes, this is somewhere in the middle on the feminine factor. Could I be seen with this? Would I care if anybody saw me writing this? As long as they're not in full sun, they can see the sparkle. I can just call it a green cover.
Yeah, the green would be good. It's the glitter
sparkle.
that would be the problem, huh?
Yep.
All right. So this paper feels a lot like your general composition paper. It's very thin, but not like newspaper, and it's not soft like that. It's a little stiffer than newspaper paper.
Yep.
Not as pulpy.
But it is toothy, as they say.
It is, but I had no problem with any of my pens. There's a bit of ghosting, but not anything worse than that.
Yeah, so the juicier pens for me did come through a little bit. The Vision Elite is ghosting. The gels do ghost, and the only thing that came through was the medium nibbed Oxblood 9019 fountain pen. So I could probably handle a gel, I'm guessing. If you don't mind the ghosting.
Yeah, both of the gels that I had no trouble.
And for $1.25 for how many sheets did we say? 100 sheets.
100 sheets.
200 pages. That's not too bad.
Yeah. Made in India.
Yeah. Just don't approach it with a fountain pen. I think it'd be fine.
I think I had no problem with the fountain pen. Don't approach it with a
medium
fountain pen.
Yes.
Fountain pen.
So.
All right, and then we have just a traditional black and white composition book. I hate the cover on this. It is way too thin. I'm going to end up creasing this cover by accident so fast. So for the same price, I'd go for the other one.
Yeah, you're right. This one you cannot really torque on. This one.
Right. This one I would have trouble putting this in my lap and trying to write on top of it. The sparkly one, I could probably write from my lap.
Yeah.
All right. So how'd your pens do?
I believe the same as the last one. Don't approach it with a fountain pen. Actually, don't approach it with even the Vision Elite. So the two juicy with a roller ball and the other juicy gel did not fare well. So pretty much light gels, I think would be fine.
Yes, the gels ghosted. Here they are, here and here. They ghosted a bit, and the Sarasa Dry at the dot on the eye, which we know gets a little juicy. Can we say how many times have we said juicy?
Yeah, right.
Right. The dot on the eye did bleed through a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a term, something like rolling coal, but rolling ink. Would anybody get that reference? Probably not. Guys would. Gearheads would. Rolling coal.
All right then.
If you've ever been to a truck show, you would probably know what rolling coal was.
Well, anyway. The last category we have are a bunch of journals. Now, these are a little different in that they are meant to be journals. They're also smaller. They're all in that smaller size.
Can we save the best for last?
Okay.
And then can we go with to my mind, the worst?
Yeah, let's do this is unusual. So this one is actually a hardcover, and it's dotted. It's got a dotted interior. But oh my gosh, these books were put together horribly. Like
yes.
The creases in here, and the first couple of pages actually fold over, and they're just blech, and wavy, and yeah, not nice books at all. On the other hand, I like the paper. I like the color. It's a pinkish purpley page color with white dots. I really like that. But I think what I would have to do is cut the cover off and recover it or something.
Well, I wouldn't even approach it even if you had to replace the cover because of the paper. But not because I think for the reason you said. One thing I noticed was unlike the others, the dry time on this was really high. I mean, I was having trouble with the Vision Elite at 10 seconds.
Yeah, it seems to have a kind of sheen to it.
Yeah, so this is one if you approach carefully, because I did notice it seemed to handle all the way up to the medium fountain pen, and I did pierce the paper, but that's because I wrote right into that corner where the glue was, and the glue is uneven here, so I was trying to kind of do a crease without doing a crease, and I actually ended up poking through with the roller ball. So but other than that, I mean, you could write on both sides.
Yeah,
if you don't mind the ghosting.
Nothing bled through. Nothing's really ghosting. I mean, we've got some really bright lights here, and I can kind of see through a little bit, but it's not bad at all. I would love this if it weren't for how badly put together this was.
So does that mean you don't want mine?
I'll take yours.
Okay. I'm going to pass completely for the feminine factor.
I just looked at yours here, and look at that. Even how wavy the paper is inside the book. So, yeah.
But to be fair, when we were shopping in that particular store, we found a couple of boxes of notebooks. I don't think we grabbed any of them that looked like they'd got moist, and they had a smell. The mold smell that came off that box.
Yeah, it was musty.
Was bad.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Save them best for last. The Velvet.
Yeah, let's do the Velvet Journal. And I'm sorry, this bullet journal is made in India as well.
Yeah.
And I didn't bother to count the pages, and they didn't tell us.
I think everything here was made in India except for two. I think the one I had that was made in USA, and we found one that was made in China.
I think so. Yeah.
And I think that's our favorite. Yes. Okay.
All right.
Good.
So we've got this Velvet Journal. 96 sheets, 7 inches by 5 inches. And let's put this in perspective here. There's about an inch difference between the two of these. So this is probably an 8 by 6-ish. And it's got this funny front page. Talks about who the notebook belongs to. But mine is already coming apart here. The glue was not done well.
Yeah.
And this paper is that nasty paper that the top spiral books had, but it does seem to have a kind of coating on it, so it doesn't bleed in the same way. So it's that really soft, thin paper, like newspaper, with some kind of coating on it that I think is what the only reason it's not bleeding.
Yes.
I didn't have any bleeding problems. Bit of ghosting on that Pen and Gear gel.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. It's no bleeding. Everything, it handled everything. So I'd be fine. I think it'd be fine for jotting things down.
Yeah. It's slubby. It's got lots of little like bits and threads and stuff in it.
Yeah. And some little inconsistencies in the print. Some lines have these little. Yeah.
And I think the reason it's called velvet is because of the texture of the
cover.
It's like that rubberized cover thing. All right, should we move on?
Yep.
Okay, so the next books, there were several cover choices on this one. We picked out 2 or 3 to bring home. And I think that what we did was we grabbed the most masculine looking one, which is what you have. And then I picked out my favorite color.
It's green.
Yep. So.
Made in India.
Yep, made in India.
60 sheets. Right away, I noticed that I don't know if this is a function of the quality of it or just the way it was it's been stored or whatever, but I've got an imprint, and the imprint goes well into the book, like 3-4 pages
of the rivets.
Of the rivets, right? Yes. So
yeah, I think I counted like 8 pages before I got a page.
Fair. No, this is not the only book that uses a rivet for the marker for the ribbon. The other one did, but I don't think it had the problem.
Yeah.
So why is this one so susceptible? It does a little bit of an imprint. Not that that matters, but I mean it's clearly visible. I mean, if that mattered.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fountain pen fail.
Fountain
Everything
pen
else
fail on
fine.
your end. Let's see what mine did. I'm fine. So
Yep.
this paper's a little nicer than the last book. It's still a little slubby, not as slubby. And it does have a very smooth surface to it.
Yep.
These all of the books in this category, in this journal category instead of notebooks, were actually rather pleasant to write on. They were nice and pens flowed over them fairly nicely.
One thing I neglected to talk about is the lay flat. This one is not laying flat. This is the velvet. Neither is this one.
Yeah.
I think that if you put some effort into it, you can get the composition books to lay flat, but you gotta do your put some elbow grease. This thing, I don't know if it'll ever.
I don't even know if this one was meant to, because it's even got a little score along the cover where you're supposed to fold it. Right?
Is that what that's for?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It'll probably never lay flat to my mind.
Yeah.
So I think I would pass. I wouldn't bother with this one.
All right. And so finally, the last one, and this actually came in a couple of different covers. And while the last two books had like white to grayish paper, these have cream. These have cream. And the end pages on this are really, really thick.
Yes. It's almost like a double cover.
I might even consider, if I wanted to, make a pocket out of this, cut off the top and glue it to the cover to make a pocket.
I see. Oh, I see.
I might consider that.
You mean like this? Glue the ends here, whereas this is a pocket? Or you?
I probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably trim it here.
Oh, okay.
And use this piece as a pocket and have the pocket come in this way, or cut off the top part and have the pocket come in this way.
Interesting. Yep. So yellow, like you said, I think creamy yellow paper.
Right.
Fountain pens are iffy for me, but interestingly, I just get bleed through. I get barely any ghosting. So
yeah, and I get just a bit of ghosting probably from the gel, the Pen Plus Gear gel.
Yeah. But I think as far as the journal, how many pages were these? 60 sheets.
The dot in the J on Judge tried to bleed through, but it didn't.
So, not a fan of pithy sayings, motivational sayings on covers, but it is what it is.
But I like this. This I think I would even take and throw into like a journal cover and like a Traveler's Notebook style journal cover and take it with me places. Make great like book club notebook kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like this. So I think then what we're saying is our best recommendation is this one.
I think so. If you don't mind it not being lined, dotted, or gridded, if that's your style.
And avoid the notebooks.
I think these,
unless you're using a ballpoint. In general,
I think these would be my 4.
The 4 you like?
I think so. This to me was the best handling paper. Of course, it's the biggest notebook as well. So, so this one got a pass for me. So I could definitely see getting more of these. $1.25. I don't know how competitive that is with the Walmart version of this, but
these are my 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this, I'm definitely ripping the cover off of.
Yeah.
Putting it someplace else. Anything else, or maybe I just take the cover off of it and rebind it properly the second go around.
Yeah.
So now we do have one little piece of bonus. While we were out looking at notebooks, we found this. It's a little calendar, and I love like little notepads. And so, we picked up the most masculine looking version of it. And I didn't really like any of the other ones anyway. But this calendar struck me because this pad of paper is thicker than 12 sheets. It's a 50 sheet notepad and 36 sheets of calendar. It actually has 3 copies of each month. And I immediately thought, oh, for $1.25, I have a year's worth of habit trackers already printed out for me. All I have to
Mm.
do is paste them into my book. And if I needed more than 3 copies, I'd just get another calendar.
Oh, for three habits, is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
3 habits.
Oh, I
If I
see.
had more than 3 habits, then I just get another
Get another copy,
package of
yeah.
calendars.
Another.
And each paper color, this cardboard color background style, had a different font style. So you could have some fun with it.
Yeah,
But yeah, nice little Dollar Tree find here.
very nice. All right, well, I think that about does it. We've got like one or two winners here, maybe three. Actually, if you sum them together, maybe four.
Yeah.
And
4 winners and a
oh,
bonus.
plus the bonus. And things that we would probably go back and get more of. And I don't know why, but I feel like if I'm gonna pick a particular style like this, it would be nice to see these over time. You know, same shapes, size, whatnot, instead of just a mishmash of different sized books. It would be nice to see them all be sort of uniform. Maybe that's the engineer in me or the OCD in me. I'm not sure which.
I don't understand.
So in other words, if these are something that are readily available in over the next 3-4 years, I get these because they have them in stock, and this is what I use to journal in when they're sitting on my shelf. Assuming it's something I would keep, they're all going to be uniform in size.
Were they not
Versus
uniform at the store?
no.
Oh,
Versus one week I get this book because it's
Oh.
what that store happens to have laying around. The next week I get this book because it's what the store happened to have lying around.
You don't get that book. It has a bad cover.
Then you can give me that one.
I will.
Yes.
Here you are.
And
All yours.
yes, seems fair. I think we ended up equal. All right. Until next time. This is Mark,
I'm Jen.
and we're still journaling together.